International, the search for the winner is on. Indeed, there are enormous crowds now in front of the stand. It looks to be one of the biggest crowds that we've had for a long time, spread over this vast expanse of the Aintree racecourse. It's a 2-mile-plus circuit, so thousands of people can get lost here very easily. So those shots give you some idea of the number of people attending this 1973 Grand National. The bookmakers are doing good business. They always do on the Grand National. And they always say, of course, that it's not one of their best races, but most people do have difficulty in finding the winner, And some of those 38 now are behind me here in the parade ring, and here to talk about them is one of our commentators, Clive Graham.
And you've got to agree with David that this is a real bumper crowd, like the crowds that used to come here years ago, maybe because they've been drawn here by the fear that this might be the last Grand National we shall ever see. And that's Ken Harris, the great noise with the bandages. And walking around here has been that mountainous horse, Richelieu. 38 runners. And here is Charlie Winking from the West Country. Charlie Winking, number 36, ridden by the very capable amateur rider David Scott, winner of the National Hunt Chase over 4 miles at Cheltenham last season, a winner at Newton Abbot this season. Charlie Winking by Vulgan, number 36. Vulgan, great sire of jumpers, and of course he's had the national winners, Team Spirit and Gate Trip. Colour Hill, one of the Irish challengers, the Mount of Norton Brooks, trained by Toss Taff, and this horse beat Lescargo at Listowel in September. And the jocks beginning to file out. They're getting plenty of time, looking, some of them already a little bit grim. They'll be relaxing, and there comes the Spanish Duke of Albuquerque. What a brave fellow he is. Johnny Hayne. Oakley, John Oaksey, Pat Buckley, John Oaksey. Philip Blacker, Spanish Steps, his jockey, puffing his cheeks out a bit. No, it's now or never. This is the... a lot of them say this is the grimmest moment of all, when you leave the weighing room and you know now that you're on your way. And there the stipendiary steward, Colonel John Christian. Joe Mercer, the flat race jockey. David Nicholson, the rider of Highland Seal. And there seems to be a temporary block, a halt. And they're not circulating. Perhaps there are a bit too many in the parade ring for... I can see in front of me, right in front of me down here, is Princess Camilla. She looks extra well. And the betting in anyone's guess who will be eventual favourite, because this is a race where the public money begins to come down via the blower in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And they're out on the course. Still the crowds coming in here. That's the view in the distance of the first 6 fences. The weather just slightly murky, away out in the distance. The only grey in the race, grey sombrero, and he's the one that'll probably cut out the pace. And there he is, grey sombrero. He's been very lightly raced this season, but he's none the worse for that. At Sandown, ridden by Bill Schumacher and trained by David Gandolfo. Grey sombrero. And here's Red Rum, trained by Donald McCain. It's also got Glenn Kiln, and he had a disturbed night, the trainer did, because there was someone reported that the stables were on fire at 11:30 at night, and he had to rouse himself out of bed. He said he just dropped off into a dreamless sleep, and Red Rum playing up a little bit just to show that he's full of the joys of spring, and he's a 12-to-1 favourite. 12-to-1 favourite, Red Rum, a winner of 5 races this season. And he's accompanied to post by Glenn Kiln. Glenn Kiln, number 7, Red Rum, number 8. He won the William Hill trial here in October. He made all the running, so this horse we expect to see up with the leaders in the early stages. Grey Sombrero is another front runner, so is Spanish Steps. It'll probably be a terrific pace today. Glenn Kiln, a 10-year-old, Red Rum, an 8-year-old. And Red Rum, the 12-to-1 favourite. Spanish Steps is jockey, and there is Spanish Steps, the horse, who'll be carrying the maroon and yellow colours of Mr. Edward Courage. This horse by Flush Roll out of Tiberetta, mare who performed with distinction in this race herself. Philip Blacker, the rider of this horse, who's won more than £34,000 in stakes. And in the background you can see Rough Silk's name cloth. And here's Asheville, and he's joint favourite with Red Rum at 12-to-1 from 14-to-1. Asheville carrying the second colours, and Princess Camilla too. So the punters and bookmakers can't agree yet on a definite favourite. Asheville, the mount, of course, of Jeff King, carrying second colours. Lescargo carrying Raymond Guest's first colours with the light blue cap. Lescargo trained in Ireland by Dan Moore. Asheville trained by Tom Jones at Newmarket. And Raymond Guest, a lucky owner, he won that derby with Larkspur when half a dozen horses fell on Tattenham Corner. And of course he won it again with that great horse Survivor. Rouge Autumn just in front of us here. This dyed in the wool stayer. Petruccio's son in the background, number 13. He's going to be ridden by David Mould. He's trained by Miss Susan Morris, the only member of our sex to have a runner in this race as trainer. And he was a winner early in the season, this horse, but he cut no ice at all behind Asheville at Cheltenham. Petruccio's son, number 13. One of the long shots in a wide open race. And the bell ringing signal for the jockeys to mount. And here's Crisp. He's come all the way from Australia via America to wind up a couple of years ago at Fred Winter's stable. And he, of course, is the mount of Richard Pittman. Joint top weight with Lescargo, both set to carry 12 stone. It's a weight that hasn't been carried success since before the war. And here John Oakes' mount, Proud Tarquin, 10-year-old, same age as Crisp and Lescargo. He's a temperamental sort of horse, this. He doesn't like being pushed into his fences. He likes to decide when and where he's going to jump under his own steam. As Tommy Carberry just went through there. Tommy Carberry, the rider of Lescargo. Proud Tarquin is much the same chance on some form as Red Rum. There's Lescargo, just went through our picture there. And that's Princess Camilla in John Biggs colours, the carriage success with Oxo in 1959. Fine big mare this by Prince Baal, and she's won over 4 miles and a bit at Warwick. So she's got the reputation of being a real good stayer, and Walter Wharton is turning her out looking a picture, and of course she's got the first-class assistance in the saddle from Ron Barry, who's having a tremendously successful season. 31, Princess Camilla. And here's Lescargo, twice winner of the Cheltenham Gold Cup, our winner at Haydock this season, beat Spanish Steps. It was a very close thing, and the honours really went to Spanish Steps. He ran quite well in the Gold Cup the other day, Lescargo, ridden by his usual pilot, Tom Carberry, trained in Ireland by Dan Moore. Crisp just in the foreground there, then Spanish Steps following along behind Lescargo. There's Crisp and Richard Pittman. Great because he's wearing bandages again, but he normally does. 15, General Simons, who did hit him for third place last season. Now, news of the betting. Red Rum and Petruccio's son, and the smallest horse in the race will be Nerio, the Spanish-bred mount of the Duke of Albuquerque. And there he is, this 7-year-old. We haven't got the overweights here on our number board in the paddock yet, but I should imagine the Duke will not be able to do 10 stone, and will be a number of overweights that Peter will be able to read out to you. Prophecy and Bob Davis. Bob has no difficulty making that way to 10 stone 1, trained by David Barons. He's a horse who's won 4 races this season. He seems to stay really well, as he should. He's by Zarathustra, who won the Ascot Gold Cup. In the hands of Harry Carr. Prophecy number 12, a 10-year-old. And Crisp, another, has joined the list of joint favourites. Crisp, 12-1 from 14-1. It looks as if there'll be 4 joint favourites. There's Black Secret, a horse who's a real Aintree specialist. He's been placed twice. He was second 2 years ago to Specify, and dead heated with General Simons last year for third. 13, Petruccio's son. Asheville slipped out a little bit to 14-1 from 12-1. There's the Puka, who ran well up to the 24th fence last year. He's one of the several horses in this race who's got a number of owners. He's got a dozen owners. The Puka and Arthur Moore, Dan Moore's son. Now there they go, there's Highland Seal. They're beginning to file out towards the racecourse for this 1973 Grand National.
Crisp, 10-1 favourite from 12-1, and that's Red Rum, and he's being followed by Proud Tarquin. This is Sunny Laird, Bill Smith. And behind him is Beggar's Way. Then in the spots, Pat Buckley on Can Harris. Then Prophecy, with Bob Davis putting up 2 pounds overweight. Then David Mould on Petruccio's son, putting up 5 pounds overweight. Then the Puka. Behind the Puka is General Simons. And then David Nicholson on his 13th national ride and putting up 6 pounds overweight on Highland Seal, being followed by John Hayne putting up 2 pound overweight on Mr. Vimy. And behind him in the crossbelts, Rouge Autumn, Ken White. And then Asprey, Jimmy Burke. Behind him is Tarquin Bid. Then there's Bold Striped Sleeves, Bob Champion, and Hurricane Rock. Behind him is Rough Silk. Then comes Richelieu, the tallest horse in the race, and behind him Endless Folly. Then Princess Camilla with Ron Barry putting up 4 pounds overweight. And behind him Swan Shot, Martin Blackshaw. Then Rampsman. Behind Rampsman is Fortune Bay with George Sloan, his American owner rider, putting up 3 pounds overweight. Then in the hoops, Asheville. Stable, the same ownership, of course, as Lescargo. Then Great Noise. Behind Great Noise is Proud Percy. Behind Proud Percy is the Duke of Albuquerque on Nerio, putting up 3 pounds overweight. Then comes Colour Hill, 7 pounds overweight, Mr. Norton Brooks, and behind him Green Plover. This is Charlie Winking. And then the hoop sleeves there, those of Go Continental, with Jimmy McNaught putting up 4 pounds overweight. So just to go through the overweights once again: Prophecy 2 over, Petruccio's Son 5 over, Highland Seal 6 over, Mr. Vimy 2 pounds over, Bow Park 1 pound over, Asheville 4 pounds over, Great Noise 2 pounds over, Mildor 5 pounds over, Princess Camilla 4 pounds over, Fortune Bay 3 pounds over, Nerio 3 pounds over, Colour Hill 7 pounds over, and Go Continental 4 pounds over. And the starter, John Hancock, surveying these 38 runners. That's Great Noise, walking right, his late substitute rider, Dave Cartwright. The spots there: Black Secret, walking behind Spanish Steps. In front of Spanish Steps is Lescargo. Then Glen Kiln, one of the 2 hopes of 85-year-old Henry Lemaire, being ridden by the youngest rider, 20-year-old John Joe O'Neill, and that's his stable companion, Red Rum, ridden by Brian Fletcher, 25 years old, having his 6th national ride, and being followed by 24-year-old Bill Smith on his 2nd national ride, Sunny Lad, a course winner over a shorter distance. And he's followed by Beggar's Way, another of the hopes for Ireland, trained by Pat Taff, who himself rode 2 national winners. 2nd ride for Tommy Kinane. Followed by Can Harris, 9th ride for 30-year-old Pat Buckley, who's already won it on Aola. This is the reigning champion, Bob Davis, on Prophecy, putting up 2 pounds overweight on his 2nd national ride. He's 26, Bob. That's the only one trained by a woman, trained by Miss Susan Morris, Petruccio's Son, 8th ride for 32-year-old David Mould. This is Grey Sombrero, trying to become the first grey to win since Nicholas Silva, who was himself the first grey to win since the Lamb in 1871. Brown Jinks' pair, Astbury and Rouge Autumn. Astbury, the check cap, Rouge Autumn, the white cap. And those checks, Mildor, offered for sale this morning for £950. Tarquin Bid to his right. Between the two, the tallest horse, Richelieu, who hasn't fallen in 39 races. That's Asheville to the far left of the fence, Hurricane Rock next to him. This is Richelieu, jogging back from it with Tarquin Bid. Spot is number 25. There's Princess Camilla going up to have a look at it with the cross belts there, those of Rampsman, and Princess Camilla 15-1 from 14-1. That's Green Plover, Mr. Michael or Mouse Morris, 21 years old, having his 2nd ride. Red Rum now 10-1 co-favorite from 12-1 with Crisp. This is Endless Folly, former hunter chaser, 6th ride for Joe Guest. And there to the left is the Duke of Albuquerque. Of all the hungry-looking riders I saw leaving the weighing room, none looked hungrier than the Sporting Duke. He's really wasted down to his absolute leanest. It's a tall frame, wasted down to be able to ride this little 7-year-old that he bred himself in Spain, Nerio, at 10 stone 3. And Red Rum now is the favorite, 8-1 favorite. The locally trained Red Rum, trained by Don McCain at Southport. That's his stable companion, number 7, Glen Kiln. And there is Red Rum and 25-year-old Brian Fletcher, bidding to win this for 85-year-old Noel Lemaire. Local man. It's Black Secret in the spots next to him. He certainly knows his way around. He's been 2nd and 3rd, and in the spots, Can Harris, Pat Buckley. Crossbelts, Rouge Autumn with his back to us is Fortune Bay. Grey Sombrero, walking right, General Simons. And Red Rum has just eased a little now to 9-1. That's Petruccio's son, centre, David Mould, trained by Miss Susan Morris. Petruccio's son on the 13 mark, chase-wise, has won 13 chases and 2 races over hurdles. Swan Shot, a 21 race winner, including successes on the flat and over hurdles. Number 20, Swan Shot. And Martin Blackshaw, riding today on the flat and over hurdles, as well as in the National, is 22-year-old. There's Crisp and Richard Pittman. Richard in the check cap on this co-top weight. And Grey Sombrero, winner of 8 chases, usually a front runner, will 32-year-old Bill Schumacher on his second national ride set out to make all the running. Hurricane Rock going right. There's Lescargo, 8th ride for 31-year-old Tommy Carberry, son-in-law of Lescargo's trainer, Dan Moore. Lescargo, a dual winner of the Gold Cup, seeking to become the first Gold Cup national winner since Golden Miller in 1954. And David Nicholson, currently dismounted from Highland Seal. It's Prophecy walking by, and then Ken Harris. And Sunny Ladd, Beggar's Way. Nerio nearest to us, number 38. Beau Park walking right. And Red Rum, 9-1. Crisp, 10-1. Asheville and Lescargo, 14-1. Princess Camilla and Can Harris, 16-1. And 18-1 bar. David Nicholson just getting remounted on Highland Seal. And very soon now, these 38 runners will be under starters' orders for the Grand National. As they run down across the Milling Road, I'll be handing you over to John Hanmer, who'll be seeing them over the first 3 fences. Then as they run down towards Beechers, he'll be handing to Julian Wilson, who'll see them over Beechers, the Canal, Valentine's, and back up the straight towards the stands, where John will pick them up over 2 ditches and then across the Melling Road. He'll be handing back to me, where we'll see them jump 2 plain fences, as they're termed, and then the chair, one of the most intimidating, number 15, then the water, number 16. Then they repass the Grand National start to go down into the country on the second circuit, second and final circuit. And the starter going across now towards his rostrum, and the official with the white flag has it poised. At any moment it'll be raised, and the 38 runners for the 1973 Grand National will be under starters' orders. No draw for places. Bill Smith making his way to the inside on Sunny Ladd with Rouge Autumn and Hurricane Rock. And Red Rum and Chris co-favourites at 9-1 as the white flag is raised. They're being called in, and Rough Silk has unseated his rider. Rough Silk has unseated his rider. Tim Norman. Tim, who won it at his first attempt on a 50-1 shock winner, having his 4th ride. He's soon reunited, just brushed off by the tapes there, 29-year-old Tim. That's David Nicholson, Highland Seal, looking actually across to the starter. Mr. Vimy is out of line. They won't go until he's come and joined them. David turning Highland Seal. Ron Barry just coming in on Princess Camilla. And this looks a possibility now. And they're away. They're off, and Rouge Autumn starts fast on the inside with Sunny Ladd, and Go Continental moving up on the outside with Beggar's Way. Then comes Black Secret with General Simons on his outside, and Richelieu and Glen Kiln, and it's Rouge Autumn leading them. Crisp has gone right up there with Sunny Ladd on the inside. Then comes Hurricane Rock, then Mildor over on the far side with Endless Folly and Beggar's Way and Black Secret, and with Rouge Autumn disputing it, they come to the first, and we join John Hanmer.
Black Secret, one of the leaders, along with General Simons. They're at the first now, and Black Secret over in the lead. There's a faller, Richelieu has gone at the first, and as they go towards the second, Grey Sombrero on the outside along with Asheville, then Glen Kiln, then comes Black Secret, General Simons, then Highland Seal. As they jump the second, no fallers at the second that I can see, and as they go to the third, Grey Sombrero on the outside from Asheville, Black Secret, Crisp, General Simons over the ditch, and Grey Sombrero over first. There's a faller at that one. Asheville fell at that, and going to the fourth, Grey Sombrero in the lead and over to Julian Wilson.
And spread right across the course with Grey Sombrero the leader over that one from Endless Folly in the centre. Black Secret towards the outside. Highland Seal just scrambled over that one. Crisp is right up there on the inside as they race down towards the fifth. Grey Sombrero right on the wide outside. He leads over it from on the inside Crisp, then Rouge Autumn and Mill Door on the inside. Behind this comes Hurricane Rock and Sunny Lad, but as they race down towards Beecher's, it's the Grey Sombrero racing wide of the field, the clear leader from Crisp in second, Black Secret third, and at Beecher's, Grey Sombrero over and just clears it from Crisp in second, Black Secret third, Endless Folly four, Sunny Lad five, Rouge Autumn is sixth, and Beggar's Way is a faller at Beecher's. And just about all the others have gone over it as they go over the next, with Crisp now the leader from Grey Sombrero, then Black Secret and Endless Folly, Sunny Lad and Rouge Autumn, then Hurricane Rock, then Great Noise towards the outside and Tarquin Bid as they come towards the canal turn. And Swan Shot balked and at the last one, and Mr. Vimy has refused as they jump the canal turn. Nerio's been pulled up, and Crisp is the leader from Grey Sombrero as they jump Valentine's. Crisp over Valentine's from Grey Sombrero, Black Secret, Endless Folly, Sunny Lad, then Rouge Autumn, then Hurricane Rock on the inside of Great Noise, Mill Door and Tarquin Bid, then after that comes Spanish Steps. Highland Seal has been pulled up as they jump the next. Crisp over it from Grey Sombrero, Black Secret, Endless Folly, Sunny Lad, Rouge Autumn, Great Noise, Hurricane Rock, Mill Door, Tarquin Bid as we rejoin John Hanmer.
Crisp in the lead from Grey Sombrero, Endless Folly, Black Secret, Great Noise. Then comes Rouge Autumn, Sunny Lad. Behind Sunny Lad is Hurricane Rock. And as they go towards the next fence, it's Crisp, the clear leader from Grey Sombrero, Endless Folly, Black Secret. Then comes Great Noise. Behind Great Noise is Sunny Lad, then Rouge Autumn. Then comes Tarquin Bid. Behind Tarquin Bid, Red Rum, then Spanish Steps, then Hurricane Rock and Glen Kiln. As they go across the Milling Road, it's Crisp in a clear lead from Grey Sombrero and Endless Folly, and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
And it's Crisp still well clear from Grey Sombrero, then comes Endless Folly, then Black Secret, then Tarquin Bid, then Rouge Autumn, then Sunny Lad, then Rum just in behind the leaders, Glen Kiln also, then Spanish Steps, then Hurricane Rock, and behind them come Proud Tarquin. Behind Proud Tarquin is Proud Percy, then comes Lescargo, behind Lescargo is Go Continental, and then Asprey, and behind Asprey is Princess Camilla, and then Petruchio's Son. It's Crisp, clear. Crisp is over from Grey Sombrero, jumps it second, Endless Folly jumps it third, then Great Noise 4, 5 is Black Secret, 6 is Rouge Autumn, 7 Spanish Steps, and 8 Tarquin Bid, and 9 Red Rum, and 10 on the inside is Sunny Lad as they come to the next. Crisp over in the lead and clear of Grey Sombrero, Endless Folly, Black Secret, Rouge Autumn, Tarquin Bid, Great Noise, Sunny Lad. Behind Sunny Lad is Hurricane Rock and Proud Tarquin, Red Rum well there, and then comes Glen Kiln, and coming to the chair now, this is one of the biggest, and Crisp, his ears pricked, jumps it beautifully in the lead. He just pecked a little bit but got away with it. Grey Sombrero was very near, he's gone. Grey Sombrero was gone at that one. Grey Sombrero faller, Glen Kiln's a faller, Proud Percy's a faller at that one also. And as they jump the water, Crisp is a long way clear of Endless Folly. And Endless Folly jumps it second, then comes Red Rum. Behind Red Rum is Rouge Autumn, then Sunny Lad. Can Harris is a faller. Then comes Great Noise. Behind Great Noise is Spanish Steps and Black Secret and Hurricane Rock. Then Tarquin Bid and Proud Tarquin, and then Princess Camilla and Petruchio's Son, and then General Simons. And as they run down to the Milling Road, Crisp is a long way clear of the remainder, headed at the moment by Endless Folly, Rouge Autumn, Red Rum, then Sunny Lad and Great Noise and Spanish Steps and Tarquin Bid, Proud Tarquin. Then comes Black Secret, then Princess Camilla and Hurricane Rock, and as they come to the next, it's back to John Hanmer.
And Chris jumping the 17th, he's over jumped it beautifully, a long way clear off at Rouge Autumn, Red Rum, Spanish Steps, Endless Folly still there. Then comes Great Noise and Black Secret. Behind Black Secret, Hurricane Rock. Meanwhile, Crisp at the 18th and over safely, well clear of Rouge Autumn. Then comes Red Rum, Tarquin Bid, Spanish Steps, Endless Folly, Great Noise, Black Secret, Hurricane Rock. Meanwhile, Crisp at the ditch, the 19th. He stood right back, he jumped it well, and he's right out in front still of Red Rum second. Rouge Autumn is third, Spanish Steps fourth, Tarquin Bid is fifth, Great Noise is Folly and Black Secret, and over to Julian Wilson.
And Richard Pittman over that one on Crisp, and what a fantastic ride he's having. I can't remember a horse so far ahead in the Grand National at this stage. Jumping that second was Red Rum, then Spanish Steps on the outside of Rouge Autumn. Great Noise made a mistake there, but coming to the next, and Crisp is over that one, safely over the one before Beaches from Red Rum, then Spanish Steps and Tarquin Bid, Rouge Autumn and Hurricane Rock, then Black Secret and Great Noise, and Tarquin Bid's gone at that one as Crisp comes on his own to Beaches Brook for the second time. Crisp, the top weight, Richard Pittman, over it in tremendous style, and he's about 20 lengths clear from Red Rum in second place. Behind this comes Spanish Steps, then Hurricane Rock and Rouge Autumn. They're over Beaches now, then Black Secret over, then Great Noise, and Crisp is over the 23rd already and racing down to the canal turn as Red Rum jumps the 23rd in second place, then Spanish Steps, Hurricane Rock, Rouge Autumn, then Black Secret, Great Noise on the outside of Proud Tarquin as Crisp jumps the canal turn, and he's over it clear. He's still 20 lengths clear from Red Rum in second. Spanish Steps is third, Hurricane Rock 4, Rouge Autumn is 5, then Proud Tarquin on the inside of his stablemate Black Secret. Behind this comes Great Noise and Princess Camilla, then the Puka and then Folly as Crisp jumps clear at Valentine's. Crisp is still a long way ahead from Red Rum second, and Crisp over that one, the one after Valentine's, from Red Rum in second place. Spanish Steps is third, Hurricane Rock 4, Rouge Autumn is 5, Proud Tarquin is 6, Black Secret is 7, Great Noise is 8, Princess Camilla 9, then the Puka and Lescargo, who's still there, Endless Folly, Prophecy and Petruchio's Son, who are clear as we rejoin John Hammer.
Crisp's got 3 to jump. He's well clear of Red Rum, who's made a bit of ground. Spanish Steps is third, Hurricane Rock is fourth. Over the third from home, Crisp over safely. Red Rum in second place. Then Spanish Steps, Hurricane Rock just passing Spanish Steps. Then comes Rouge Autumn fifth, and they're a long way clear of Proud Tarquin, Black Secret and Lescargo. And as they go across the Milling Road with 2 to jump, it's Crisp with Red Rum in second place making ground, but a very long gap after that to Hurricane Rock, Spanish Steps and Rouge Autumn, and back to Peter O'Sullivan.
And he's conceding 1 stone 9 to his pursuer, Crisp. It's Crisp in the lead from Red Rum, but Red Rum still making ground on him. Brown Fletcher on Red Rum, chasing Dick Pickman on Crisp. Crisp still well clear with 2 fences left to jump in the 1973 National. And this great Australian chaser, Crisp, with 12 stone on his back and 10 stone 5 on the back of Red Rum, who's chasing him, and they look to have it absolutely to themselves at the second last, and Crisp is over and clear of Red Rum, who's just jumping it. A long way back in third are Spanish Steps and Hurricane Rock and Rouge Autumn, and then Lescargo, but coming to the final fence in the National now, and it's Crisp still going in great style with 12 stone on his back. He jumps it well. Red Rum is about 15 lengths behind him as he jumps it, and Dick Pittman coming to the elbow now in the National. He's got 250 yards to run, and Crisp just wandering a little off a through line now. He's beginning to lose concentration. He's been out there on his own for so long, and Red Rum is making ground on him still as they come to the line. It's a furlong to run now. 200 yards now for Crisp, and Red Rum still closing on him, and Crisp is getting very tired, and Red Rum is pounding after him. Red Rum is the one that's finishing the strongest. He's going to get up. Red Rum is going to win the National, and at the line, Red Rum has just snatched it from Crisp, and Red Rum is the winner, and Crisp is second. Lescargo's just coming up now to be third. It's going to be a very near thing for fourth, with Spanish Steps just being fourth as his dam was once. Rouge Autumn is fifth, and 6 Hurricane Rock, and 7 is Proud Tarquin, and then comes Prophecy, and behind Prophecy is Endless Folly and Black Secret, and then Petruchio's Son and the Puka and Great Noise. And so the result of the 1973 National is first number 8, Red Rum, owned by 85-year-old Mr. Noel Lemaire, trained at Southport by Don McCain, and ridden by 25-year-old Brown Fletcher. Second is number 1, Crisp, owned by Sir Chester Manifold, trained by Fred Winter, and ridden by Richard Pittman. And third is number 2, Lescargo, owned by Mr. Raymond Guest, trained by Dan Moore, and ridden by Tommy Carberry. And just passing the line now unscathed are Green Plover, Sunny Lad, and Go Continental. All those 3 having finished as well, and Mildor is going to be last, as 3/4 of a length and 25 lengths, as we see for the second time in his life Brown Fletcher returning to the winner's circle after a Grand National. He won it his second attempt on Red Alligator, having been third on his first ride. This was his sixth, and this is how he and Red Rum finally wore down the gallant bid of Crisp, the 12-stone top weight, to make it all. Crisp, his attention has begun to wander. He's lost concentration as he approaches the furlong marker, but now he's plainly getting tired. His legs turning to lead now. 12 stone in the saddle, and Red Rum with 10 stone 5, just wearing him down as they come to the line. And Red Rum is the winner of a thrilling Grand National. Brian Fletcher, 25 years old, on a locally trained horse, who's getting the most tremendous reception after fulfilling the lifetime ambition of his 85-year-old Stockporter. There's the happiest man at Liverpool today, Brian Fletcher. A dream come true. Brian Fletcher, the most coveted spot in a steeplechase jockey's life. The winning scale. And the little hero is not a big one. And what a great triumph for Don, or Ginger McCain as he's known, in only his 4th season with a public trainer's license. This little horse bought for 6,000 guineas at Doncaster, since when Ginger McCain has won 5 races in a row with him, and he's wearing the sash of honour now, placed on him by James Bidwell Topham. The starting price is: first, Red Rum, 9-to-1 co-favourite; second, Crisp, the 9-to-1 co-favourite; third, L'Escargot, 11-to-1; and fourth, Spanish Steps, 16-to-1. That's Ginger McCain. You've got a colour set, you'll appreciate how he gets his nickname. Great moment for him. He's always had confidence in this horse. As Noel Lemaire with Mrs. Topham presenting him with the trophy.
I'm very pleased to give it to you, because I'm very proud of our very famous trophies. And there's no one I'd like to have better than you, because I know how you've tried.
And I've tried for this for a long, long time.
I know, it's a life's ambition.
And I've got it.
In the winning spot for the 2nd time in his career. Only his 6th ride. He's won twice and been 3rd once. What a record. Here he is with David Coleman.
Brian, that must be the most unbelievable Grand National.
Well, unbelievable in the sense that for a while I thought I wasn't going to catch Crisp. But in another sense, Red Rum was strongly fancied. And we thought it'd go exceptionally well. But I was very worried crossing the Melling Road. Crisp was so far in front of me. I thought, I'm going to have to be going to catch him. But a very game horse, jumped very well, very game horse.
How far do you reckon Crisp was away from you? It looked an awful, awful long way.
Crossing the Melling Road, he'd be 25 lengths in front of me. But I knew when he jumped the last, he was stopping. I knew that all being well, if I jumped the last, I would catch him because he was stopping.
Brian, we're 2 fences out here, and did you really think you'd got a hope?
Yes, I saw, because I knew from behind that Crisp was stopping. And here we go, you know, I jumped in the second last, and I didn't realise Crisp would stop as quickly, but going to the last, his tail began to go, and I thought, well, I'll keep going, I'll win. But he stopped very quickly, you know.
But even now, Dick Pittman's working.
Yes, he's very tired there, look, John. Very tired. Now look, he's not going now, he's not getting anywhere. And when my horse senses that he's not going away and leaving him, he's quick on the ball.
Were you aware, Brian, how hard Dick Pittman was working then?
Yes, well, from the last I knew all being well I would catch him, because he was hard at him, you know. and he wasn't finding any. At the elbow there, he wavered a bit, and I thought, well, this is it. But it certainly looks a long way on the television here, boy.
But at this stage, you were running out of time, really, weren't you?
Yes, the post was coming too quickly, but Chris was stopping very quickly.
Yes.
He's stopping, and my horse is a very game horse. Very game horse. There you see, when he realises Chris stopping, he runs more. A very game, genuine horse. There we are, hooray.
Hooray!
There's the post.
Hooray!
There's the post.
And you realised you'd won once you'd got there?
Yes, oh yes. Yes, I did. Very game horse, very fine horse. This man deserves to win.
Well, we'll be talking to Mr. Lemaire. In fact, Mr. Lemaire ought to join us. Mr. Lemaire, 85 now, are you? And spent £100,000 on trying to win the Grand National. Is that true or not?
Don't say it. It's embarrassing.
But is it really true or not?
Absolutely.
How soon?
You keep 2 horses a year for the last 15 years and follow them, pay for them, keep them, and all that business. 100,000 is cheeky.
Now, Mr. Lemaire, where did you see the race from?
When?
Did the race now?
The county stand.
And did you feel you weren't going to get to Chris?
When?
When Chris got so far away?
Well, my son had his glasses on, and he said to me he's going to catch him. And I'd had a good talk to this boy before, and I had said, win if you can, but come home safe. And that did it for him. He knew he hadn't somebody who said, thrash the thing until you can kill it.
Well, Mr. Lemaire's a very good owner. He's not one of these chaps in racing that talks through the pocket. He's a very good owner to ride for, and I wish there were more like him.
All right.
Marvellous win, Mr. Lemaire. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, coming back to you, Brian, of course, being involved in the thick of it from the start. I mean, was the early pace as fast as it looked when Chris went away with Grayson Barrow?
Yes, it was a very fast race, I didn't want to lie as handy as I was doing, but I realised Chris was a long way in front and he would not come back barring the fall. And that's the only reason I was as handy as I was, you know? And I had to win today because my mother's here to see me.
Actually, Mrs. Fletcher, mother of the only jockey now, I think, in the race to have won the Grand National twice.
Well, I don't know, but this is a fantastic mother, and I wish I could do more for her.
Oh. You've done everything, lad.
Do you think I ought to ask you whether you had a bet on the race?
Yes, definitely. Had a bet on Brian.
Actually, just before we talk anymore, I think there's Mrs. Robertson of BP, the sponsors, wants to give you some money anyway, Brian, because there's a cheque here for £500, Mrs. Robertson, is it, for the winning jockey?
Cheers.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Absolutely marvellous race.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right, now, did Mum have a bet or not?
Yes, I had a small bet on Brian. I couldn't let him go around that track without helping him along the road.
Did you think he wasn't going to get there?
Me, I knew without any shadow of doubt that with any look at all, Brian would be there.
You know what he said to me here before the race, do you?
What?
I don't want to talk about having a good chance.
Yes, well, it's entry, and he's a very much fully sized horse, and I'm not the sort of chap that likes horses to be fully sized or jockeys, and I was just content with getting a clear run round.
Actually, did you have any problems anywhere, Brian, at all? The horse seemed to jump well.
Jumped very well, very well. He never really, apart from one mistake down the back, he jumped foot perfect.
Judging by the way the race looked on the box with Chris going away, there was no time for talk on the way around.
No, it was a fantastic run race, one of the fastest nationals I've ever ridden in. Really good.
What about the really big fences like Beeches and the Chair and Valentine's and the Water? You had no problems?
No problems. I jumped exceptionally well. I met Beeches right both times, and I got to the far side and I nutted a wee bit, but jumped very safely. The canal turn, jumped that well. Valentine's, very well. I jumped very well. I couldn't say anything, any other words.
Right, Brian, well done. Your second national. This is even better than the last?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but they both began with red, so let's hope the next one is.
I've got one reason for asking that. We heard you were getting £6,000 if you won.
Well, I'm getting a considerable amount of money. I don't want to disclose how much. let's hope I'm a wealthy man anyway.
Thank you very much.
Thank
well
you,
done,
sir.
Mum.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, with a bit of luck, we may have Donald McCain, the winning trainer here, who said before the race, quite emphatically, how well the horse was bound to run.
I did, yes.
Now, before we talk, Mrs. Robertson of BP is waiting to give you a special present there, and I think he also gets £1,000 as winning trainer.
Thank you very, very much, Mrs. Robertson. Marvellous. Delighted.
Thank you very much.
I think you're entitled. Lovely.
You better check that there's something inside.
Oh, well, we're not worried about that. Oh.
But I like the way you described the fitness of the horse and his attitude before the race.
Yes. He's very, he'd done everything we asked him to do, ate up every oat, and I'd been very hard on him, and I thought, well, I've got this chance. I was severe on the horse, and he kept coming back and eating and jumping and kicking. Very gay, bright horse, and I thought he'll run away from the manger if I'm getting on top of him, and he didn't. We gave him a fair old gallop yesterday, and I was a little bit worried after it, but he shot to the manger as soon as lunchtime, and we knew he was tremendously well. We did, really did. Yeah.
When you say as a personality, just develop his personality for us.
Oh, he's tremendous character. I mean, when you work out, he's 8 years old. He's been at it since he was a 2-year-old. He dead heated in a cellar here in March as a 2-year-old cellar. Now, what horse trains on from that? And yet, he, as I say, he's got this tremendous vitality, willingness to do anything. Cocky fella, comes out, jumps and kicks. Can't get on top of him. Don't want to do, mind you, but you cannot. He's tremendous. He really is. I'm not just saying that.
I know how much you fancied him.
Yes,
even you must have had doubts of that fantastic run by Crisp.
Oh, I did. I thought if we can get within 10 or 12 lengths at him at the last, I thought we might collar him, because I thought my fellow would tackle him all the way, or try to, and I just was hoping that it might just, the weight and the distance might just leg bitch it on his chap, and I think that's what did it, truthfully.
It was just a question of the winning post came too soon, really.
Yes, I know, but you've got to have a winning post sooner or later,
yeah.
Haven't you? It's unfortunately it came dead at the right time.
Actually, Brian's still here, and while you're both here, I mean, you're both professionals. I mean, poor Dick Pittman, who must have had the ride
Brian
of his life.
Is a professional. I'm a glorified amateur.
You're a glorified amateur.
Yes. Yes.
Brian, poor Dick Pittman, who must have had the ride of his life there.
Yes.
You wouldn't be in his shoes at this moment, would you? I mean, nothing
I
you
certainly
could do
wouldn't.
about
He was caught on the post. He jumped exceptionally well. He was that far in front at one stage in the race, and I was sort of chasing to keep in touch. I thought, well, barring a fall, Richard will take all the beating. And then going to the last, I still thought he would hang on. But when he jumped the last, he faltered a wee bit, and he faltered badly at the elbow. And I knew then if I kept going, when my horse realised that the horse in front was slowing up, he went more and more.
Chase, wasn't it? It was chase. And it's only a very tough horse would have got
very
to
tough,
him.
yeah.
How do you like this fella, having trained the national winner? He says you're the pro and he's a glorified amateur.
Well, strictly speaking, he's a very, very, very qualified trainer, a very nice man to ride for. I mean, what speaks for itself, the man's bought a horse from the sale ring and trained to win a national, plus 5 other races. What speaks better than that?
Good, well done, Brian.
Another 30 bob.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, back here with me, Dick Pittman, rider of the second, who must be the most disappointed man in the world.
I've got over it now. We've had a breather, but what a hell of a ride, It is disappointing. We were beaten in the Gold Cup, now beaten in the National, but the horse has run his heart out. I mean, basically, he came here a non-stayer, and I've made every inch of the running. But I thought that he would be keen, He's run a great race, jumped well, faltered. I could hear Brian coming desperately. The post was getting farther and farther away, not nearer, Poor old horse faltered, but I was tired. I mean, just from hanging on to his head. So it isn't all his fault, I was tired as well.
But nothing you could possibly do about it.
Well, I did almost what Pendle did at Cheltenham, After the last, he's done that. He's faltered and gone the opposite way for a while. Lost all momentum. But, I mean, what a great race he's run. Fantastic.
Tremendous.
He jumped beaches like a hurdle the second time.
You got so far away, actually, it looked to be only you in the race, Dick.
I couldn't hear anyone. David Nicholson said to me at Beach's second time, kick on, you'll win, and good luck, as he was walking back. It's great. Marvellous.
God, professional job. It's the best Grand National I've ever seen. It was just out of this world.
It's not simply winning that defines sporting greatness.
We haven't seen one like him before, and I haven't seen one like him since.
It's the wonder of a performance that doesn't fade with the passing of time, but magnifies.
And here's Crisp He's come all the way from Australia, and he, of course, is the mount of Richard Pittman.
Crisp was just the most amazing horse that I've ever seen in my life. He was the most wonderful, gentle giant that you've ever come across.
He had everything. He was made right, and he was an athlete. He could jump and he could win.
The bookmakers agreed. Despite his maximum 12-stone handicap, Crisp was favourite, with a lesser-known horse.
And that's Red Rum.
And Aintree badly needed some stardust from its main event.
This is a real bumper crowd drawn here by the fear that this might be the last Grand National we shall ever see.
And the white flag up, they're under starters orders. And they're away. They're off, and Crisp has gone right up there.
You start the Grand National, 6 or 7 fences in a line. I mean, just one after another. Absolute heaven to this horse.
Crisp is right up there on the inside.
The tactics were to get in front and slow it down.
Going a little bit slower on Crisp, saying it is one thing, actually achieving it is a completely different thing.
And at Beecher, Grace on...
You can't do better than that. What a feeling.
He had a stride that was completely different to any other horse in the race.
Crisp over in the lead.
The pattern of the race altered when Grey Sombrero fell at the chair fence.
Oh, very near, he's gone. Grey Sombrero was gone at that point.
I could hear not another horse.
Crisp is a long way clear.
He immediately told me I can do this. So I said fine.
Crisp, his ears pricked, jumps it beautifully in the lead.
Super jump. Happy as can be.
Clear of the remainder.
After a circuit, everybody else was under jars behind him.
Richard Pittman, what a fantastic ride he's having.
It kept going through my head, stamina, save a bit. But you don't want to break a horse's rhythm.
I can't remember a horse so far ahead in the Grand National at this stage.
Never seen anything like it. Breathtaking, faultless.
All I could hear was silence. Apart from the public address system.
And Crisp is 25 lengths clear of Red Rum being kicked out of the pack by Fletcher.
Crisp comes on his own to Beecher's Brook for the second time.
His challenge, how much was left in this tank?
Oh, flew it. We're on the way home.
At the second last, and Crisp is over and clear of Red Rum, who's just jumping it.
He jumped the second last. There was still no one near me. But for the first time, I could hear Red Rum getting louder. He's starting to just lose a bit of that energy, but we're still clear.
Coming to the final fence in the National now. Red Rum is about 15 lengths behind him as he jumps it.
Coming to the elbow.
Everything went.
The petrol ran out.
Got 250 yards to run.
And I thought, I've got to wake him up.
He'd have been almost better just sitting still.
And Chris just wandering a little off a true line now. He's feeling...
Stupid, boyish error.
But who'd have known?
He needed keeping hold of, keeping balance.
He's a loose concentration. He's been out there on his own for so long.
Oh my golly, if I could only do that again.
And Crisp is getting very tired.
I still felt we would hang on. Going to win a Grand National.
Red Rum is the one that's finishing the strongest.
I must have seen that 1,000 times.
Red Rum is going to win the National. And at the line, Red Rum has just snatched it from Crisp.
Oh my goodness.
And Crisp is second. Escargo's just coming.
It was the saddest moment in sport in many ways. It's cruel.
You must be the most disappointed man in the world, but nothing you could possibly do about it.
Well, I committed a cardinal sin. It was an error that I have lived with for 50 years.
Everybody's given out to Richard, but what they forget is the incredible ride that he gave him. And I never once thought, oh, he should have done something different. End of story.
Red Rum helped save the National by winning that day. It got so much coverage, but Crisp was a better horse. I lost it.
6 months later, at Doncaster, carrying the same weight, Crisp easily defeated Red Rum, but he was injured and sent into retirement. 1973 would be his only Grand National.
Hero of the National, but there's the moral hero in the background. There's no question. Crisp, what an effort he made.
The horse has run his heart out, but what a thrill this was. Fantastic.
Dick, bad luck. You'll never be much closer.
No, no.
Okay, thanks very much indeed. Thank you.
If you had somebody that could ride and you said, I'm going to give you the thrill of a lifetime, get on Crisp and ride him round Liverpool for 2 circuits. He was an extraordinary horse.
What he did, I have not seen that matched. I've seen great fairy stories, but this was very special. I loved him, and he was a nice guy.
The great Red Rum, 20 years of age, and look at the condition he's in. Absolutely fantastic. He'd do well in a circus, Red Rum. He's a real showman. You know, he does love the crowds, and the crowd love him. Look at that. Well, he's the equivalent of Des Lynam's age, about 80 in human years. This is, I think, 20 for a horse. But I don't think Des jumps and kicks like this. But 3 times a winner of the Aintree Grand National. Will we ever see the like of that again? He's absolutely jumping out of his skin. Well, that simply is amazing. What a great champion.
More so than the tale of Red Rum. Rummy, as he became known to his legion of devotees, is the only horse to have won the gruelling steeplechase 3 times. On the other 2 occasions he ran, he finished second. The spotlight first fell on the gelding in 1973 in his first Grand National appearance. Just yards from the line, he edged past the exhausted Crisp in one of the most dramatic finishes ever seen at Aintree.
He was a very, very fit horse, and a horse who was tremendously well in himself. But the horse itself had a great love for the course, and he loved it. You know, each fence was a challenge to him. He was very much a professional horse. You know, he had to think his way around. He was very, very special, and I was very, very fortunate to be sort of, you know, involved with him.
Former taxi driver and second-hand car salesman Donald Ginger McCain trained Red Rum throughout the glory days. In 1972, he was sent out by Liverpool-born millionaire Noel the Mayor to buy a horse that could challenge for the big one. But to his despair, only a day after buying him, he discovered that his acquisition had a career-threatening foot disease.
And the next day, we're riding out, and now we rode out, and we always went down onto the beach at Southport. We did all our work on sand, by the edge of the sea and things like that. And they came to trot up on the beach, and the horse was lame. I thought, damn it, I've done 6,000 guineas of my owner's money on a lame horse. So we didn't canter him. I said to him, Robin, get off in the sea with him, which he did. And the horse came out of the sea sound.
The salty waters had cured Red Rum's pedalostitis, and the legend began. After the dramatic success of '73, he repeated it the following year. Then in 1977, at the age of 12, the horse who'd been bred for flat racing once again won the world's most arduous steeplechase. It was his 3rd win that guaranteed Red Rum's immortality in the minds of horse racing fans around the world.
And you know, come what may over the next however long the Grand National lasts, when those horses go galloping past or across that line, those winners cross that line, the old horse will be there and saying, yes, well done, but I did it 3 times.
After his death in 1995, Rummy was buried alongside Aintree's winning post, forever to be linked with the great race.